this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we are going to have our discussion on the upcoming transit of planet Mercury, which is going to be changing signs on March 6th. So Mercury, which is currently transiting in the Capricorn sign, it is also a part of the horde of the planets which has taken place in the Capricorn sign, which everyone in the astrology world is talking about. But finally friends, on March 6th, Mercury will come out of the Capricorn sign and it will enter another sign of its best friend planet Saturn, which is the sign of Aquarius. Now friends, try to understand this thing, that when we talk about the innate qualities of the planet Mercury, they actually find complete harmony and resonance when it is placed in the Aquarius sign. Because friends, when we talk about the Aquarian qualities of intelligence, of collective group harmony, being open to new ideas, commerce, trade, friendship, connection, opportunities. So all these are the qualities which Mercury also look forward to. So whether you talk about gaining benefits in commerce, in trade, being open to new ideas, making some new connection, and the quality and the beauty of the Aquarius sign is that it is not a very self-centric sign. Like all the self-centric, egocentric, ego is something which you will find opposite to Aquarius, which is in the Leo. But when we talk about the Aquarius sign, there is a lot of humility involved over there. There is a lot of ideals involved over there, doing something for the well-being and good for the society. So all these are the qualities and this is going to be the ground on which this planet of intelligence, of communication, Mercury will function. And definitely friends, briefly it is going to be conjunct with the planet Sun as well, because Sun is going to be there in the Aquarius sign till the mid of the month of March. Afterwards, Sun will move forward to the Pisces sign, but being placed in the Aquarius sign and being in the influence of Jupiter will definitely benefit the planet Mercury. So that is something friends which I wanted to say. I have already mentioned the dates as well. From March 6th till March 23rd, we are going to get the best benefits of Mercury's placement in the Aquarius sign, where the intelligence of Mercury and the wisdom and benevolence of Jupiter will definitely benefit us, help us in the fulfillment of all of our wishes. Now friends, we will look forward to briefly that basis your ascendant, how this transit movement of the planet Mercury is going to be influencing you. So definitely friends, starting with the Aries ascendant native. So I do not want to be repetitive again, because fairly as you can see that for the Aries ascendant native, they are already blessed with this whole month of March, with Mars being in a very empowered position, Saturn being in a very empowered position, and with this transit of Mercury in the 11th house, that can be seen as a very good sign. Whether your profession, your occupation comes directly in the purview of planet Mercury, like you are a teacher, you are a trainer, you have your own business, you are a performing artist, in whichsoever way, because in your case Mercury has got the rulership of your 3rd house and your 6th house. So 3rd house, which represents your efforts, and if you have anything to do with writing, with communication, journalism, or even if you are connected in the fields of medicine, medical field, service industry, health industry, fitness industry, so I would say that this transit movement of the planet Mercury in the 11th house can actually open up new doors for you. And friends, because Mercury is all about being very proactive in the face of any opportunity. So whatsoever churning up is taking place in your 10th house, which Saturn and Mars is contributing to. So I would say that with this 11th house getting glorified, with the presence of Sun over here, Jupiter over here, Mercury over here, some new connection, new opportunity can materialize for you guys. So keep your social life very active. Moving ahead friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Taurus ascendant natives, so definitely friends, in your case, as you can freely see that the transit of Mercury is going to take place in your 10th house, which can be seen as a very good sign, because 10th house is something which always has a say in our actions, and all the authority figures, our bosses, prominent sect are residing in the 10th house only. So I would say that definitely at your workplace, you will look forward to new ideas. You will be able to establish good connection with your bosses, with the people in authority for multitasking anything. Because when we talk about all the multitaskers, people who shuffle different nature of work, they have multiple channel of income. So all these are the qualities which we associate with the planet Mercury. So new way of looking at things, executing your duties, your responsibilities, work related travel, all those things can be foreseen for all the Taurus ascendant natives. Moving ahead friends, for all the Gemini ascendant natives, definitely friends, in your case it is your ascendant lord. So your ascendant lord transiting to your 9th house can be seen as a very good sign. The support of luck will definitely support you, because friends, like obviously we cannot overlook this fact that right now in the transit your 8th house is gaining lot of energy. So the transit of the very heavy planets passing through your 8th house is not a very easy energy to handle, unless and until you're not actually working in the domain of 8th house, like being in the fields of psychology, crisis counseling, spirituality. If all those things are not getting qualified in your case, so 8th house energy many times create unprecedented, kind of situations, circumstances, all those things just, just come out of nowhere. So I would say that friends, with this transit of Mercury in your 9th house, that can be seen as a very good sign. Whether if in your case you are in any sort of writing profile, you belong to the banking field, law related connected fields, anything to do with journalism, teaching, all those people can definitely get benefited. If in your case any travel is going to happen, that travel can also prove to be very beneficial or could work in your advantage as well. Definitely ascendant lord passing through your 9th house is a chief indicator of luck supporting you. And if you are actually a business personnel, or you have your own business, you are a freelance self-employed person, so some opportunities can also materialize, or all those work or all those projects of yours, aspirations of yours, which have come to a standstill, they can also progress because of the support of the luck. You can also look at it from that ways. Try to remain very much respectful and communicate, converse openly with your father, and any sort of religious austerities. Now specifically when we talk from Mercury's perspective, here we talk about reading the scriptures, glorifying and reading the glory of the gods, basis your religion, basis your faith, can also prove to be a very right set of remedy for encashing on the best of this transit of your ascendant lord. Moving ahead friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Cancer ascendant natives, so definitely friends, in your case this transit is going to take place from your 8th house. Now as you know friends that when we talk about the 8th house related energy and the transit of Mercury from over there, because Mercury is the original planet of commerce and trade. So if in your case you are an insurance agent, you work in the fields of revenue, anything to do with the wills, legacies, handling all those matters and positions, you can definitely get benefited. Mercury also has to do with our mental faculties. So I would say that during this time period, because Mercury, Jupiter and briefly Sun is also transiting from your 8th house, so some insights, some breakthrough, some new ideas, new opportunities, new ways of looking at things or situation can also materialize in your case. For all those people in whose case spirituality, yoga, meditation, doing sadhana is getting qualified, they can also get that state of purity, that sort of spiritual bliss, that state can be attained. And for any of the 8th house related commercial related matters, this transit can be seen as beneficial. The only thing is that friends, if in your case your natal ascendant lord, which is the planet moon, if that is afflicted, then it can give rise to unknown fears, anxiety, so you have to remain watchful in those circumstances. And I would say that if in your case your in-laws have any major say in your livelihood, in your income, you are in a family business, so try to remain and keep the channel of communication open. Moving ahead friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Leo ascendant natives, so friends, definitely in your case this transit of Mercury is going to take place in your 7th house, which can be seen as a very good sign, because finally the cluster of planets is slowly, gradually coming out of your 6th house. I have also mentioned this thing in my previous video that for the Leo ascendant native like Mars and Saturn, these planets being empowered in the 6th house is not a vulnerable sign. It's just like that, whether you have that fighting spirit or not. It all comes down to that, because malefic planets only give results when you by yourself demonstrate that fighting spirit. Now friends, when we talk about Mercury's transit in your 7th house, it's a very good sign, because you know that in your case Mercury holds the department of your finances, of all sort of gains, all sort of opportunities, and 7th house is the prime house of commerce and trade. So whether you are a content creator, whether you are a performing artist, whether you have your own business, whether you work for the government or administration, so I would say that all those heated energy and all those stiffness, if you have been facing that from the past long time, with this transit of Mercury in your 7th house, you can definitely feel a relief. And for any commercial benefits, your your mass media public image enhancement of that, a positive enhancement of that, from that perspective, this transit of Mercury in your 7th house can be seen as a very good sign. And also friends, some good camaraderie, good moments, dinners, travels can also be foreseen with your partner as well. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Virgo ascendant natives. So friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that Virgo is the original Kalpurush Kundli's 6th house related and connected energy. So that means that if your ascendant lord, if it's going to transit to the 6th house, which is also the house of your ascendant lord's best friend only, so it is only going to manifest good energy and good results only. And because of the contribution coming from Jupiter and briefly Sun is also going to be present over here, so you will definitely get the best out of this transit. Now when we talk about Mercury, which also has to do with the commercial interest as well, so if you are straight away getting qualified and your livelihood comes in the purview of the 6th house related matters, anything to do with the dispute management, health industry, service industry, you can definitely get benefited. And friends, when we talk about Mercury's influence in the Aquarius, it is not about only your egocentric, your self-interest. Aquarian energy is all about doing good for the world, doing good for the society. And when we talk about the 6th house related matters, so 6th house also represents all those people who are our juniors, who report to you, your your subordinates, people in your daily work life. So definitely if you have been going through some dispute, some kind of heated energy with the people in your daily work life, all those terms can get improved. That's one way of looking at it. And definitely the transit of Mercury in the Aquarius is all about looking at things from a new perspective, innovative new way of looking at things, a scientific approach towards life. So I would say that in your 6th house related matters, because Mercury is your ascendant lord as well, so that means your whole focus and energy is going in the matters of the 6th house. So any sort of restructuring in your discipline, daily habits, if needs to be done, you will be able to do that. And also in your daily work life, your relationship with other people will improve, and some commercial benefit can also come your way if your profession, livelihood is connected with the 6th house related matters. Moving ahead friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Libra ascendant natives, so definitely friends, very good news for you guys. Mercury in any case is a very important, auspicious, friendly planet for your ascendant lord, and along with that, its transit in your 5th house can be seen as a very good sign. I always say this thing, that when we talk from the perspective of gains in stock market and trading, for that in your own natal chart you need to have auspicious supporting yogas. So if you have supporting yogas with this transit of Mercury in your 5th house, it can also give you benefit on account of the stock market and trading as well. And along with that friends, because in your case Mercury also has a lot to do with the spirituality as well, because Mercury has got the rulership of your 12th house and the 9th house, so because of which heightened interest in spirituality, some sort of travels, and recreational aspect, because Mercury also represents recreational aspect of the life as well. So some good enjoyable time period spent with your family, with your children, with your friends, with your lover, with your partner, with your spouse. And along with that, if you work in the fields of art and creativity, you can also get benefited, some new idea, new perspective, collaborating, meeting new people. So all those things can be foreseen with this transit of Mercury in your 5th house. It's a very relaxing, rejuvenating and enjoyable energy which you will experience once Mercury is going to enter your 5th house. Now for all the Scorpio ascendant natives, friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that Mercury has got the rulership of your 8th house, and it has also got the rulership of your 11th house. And in transit, Mercury is going to be entering your 4th house. So friends, in the original Kalpurush Kundli, Mercury has got the enmity with the 4th house. So because of which some sort of anxiety can be experienced with this transit of Mercury in your 4th house. But again, I'll say the same thing. If in your natal chart you're a 4th house lord, which is the planet Saturn, if that planet is well placed, dignified, and you also work in the fields connected with the 4th house, your occupation, your livelihood is connected with the 4th house related matters like construction, real estate, home decor, and all of that, buying and selling of vehicles, luxurious goods. So you can definitely get benefited. The transit of Mercury in the Aquarius is always a very good sign of making connections, improving your relationships. So even in your domestic life, have you been or if you had been going through some sort of difficulties or some sort of enmity with your relationship within your family members, so all those relationship can improve, and along with that some commercial gains and benefits on the account of the 4th house related matters can also be foreseen with this transit of Mercury in your 4th house. The good part over here is that, friends, see, it all comes down to the human psychology works in a way that whatsoever our aspirations are, the way we are equipped, whenever the intense emotions strike us, we always seek refuge there. So for example, someone who has got an innate weakness to intoxicants and all of that, any sort of anxiety, stress is going to strike this person, he will first look forward to seeking refuge in intoxicants. So friends, the point which I'm trying to make over here is that 4th house also has to do with our deep penetrating inner emotional state, and the transit of Mercury in the Aquarius in the 4th house is all about demonstrating a very philanthropic and humanitarian side of your personality. So if you actually want to do something good to yourself, try to find other people and solve their problems. That can be seen as the right way of dealing with the churning up of the emotions which might take place deep within you. Moving right, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all these Sagittarius ascendant natives, so definitely, friends, in your case Mercury is going to be transiting in your 3rd house. So now, friends, when we talk about the 3rd house transit of Mercury, that can be seen as a very good news, as you know that in your case Mercury has got the rulership of both of your like your 7th house, your 10th house, both the houses which represents your public image, and 3rd house has everything to do with journalism, your courage, your valor, your self-expression. So if you work in the fields of sales, media, marketing, you are a freelance person, performing artist, so I would say to take some initiatives, make some amendments, approaching people, collaborating with people, at least taking a chance. I always say this thing, okay, whatsoever happens in the transit, it always creates and generates those circumstances. For final outcome, we have to put your ongoing dasha as well in the picture, but individually looking at transit, it actually governs our external circumstances. So I would say for some initiatives, new collaboration, reaching out to people, and all those people who are in the fields of presentation, mass media, content creation, social media, blogging, you are a trainer, you run your tutorials, all those people can get benefited. Some new ideas, new collaboration are on the cards for all the Sagittarius ascendant natives. Moving right, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Capricorn ascendant natives, so definitely, friends, in your case Mercury is going to enter your 2nd house, so it is definitely going to give you an out of the box way of managing your finances. Along with that, for all those people in whose case giving presentation, speaking, public speaking, whether you are an actor, you are a musician, so if in your case all those fields are getting qualified, you can definitely get benefited with the transit of Mercury in your 2nd house. And also, friends, during this time you will definitely see that this sort of philanthropic and humanitarian side of your personality will also demonstrate itself. You will be surrounded by these thoughts of making use of your money, of your savings and putting it for some good charitable causes as well. And along with that, even if you are within your family business and all of that, so some good results can be indicated, some good financial insights, a broader way of looking at things can be foreseen with this transit of Mercury in your 2nd house. Try to understand this thing, friends, that when we talk about from Mercury's perspective, its transit is not a very long transit like other slow moving planets, and Mercury plays a very pivotal role in giving you a certain spark of idea, certain opportunity. And Mercury is a very impressionable, is a very quick moving planet. So you also have to match your pace with the circumstances which this fast moving planet is going to create for you. So only if you will channelize your energies in that way, you are proactive in the face of opportunity, then only you can encash on that. It's not going to be a circumstances like which Saturn generally generates or Jupiter generates, where it gives you time. The window of opportunity which Mercury opens, it's very quick and it's always of very short span of time. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Aquarius ascendant natives, so definitely friends, in your case it is going to take place right over there in your first house, which is a very good sign. Being very relatable, being very likable, good public speaking skills can be foreseen. Finally, the good part over here is that the concentration or the horde of planets is coming out of your 12th house, so which in any case is a very good sign. And in your case, Mercury is a very auspicious planet for you guys. So because of which, friends, this transit of like Mercury in your first house can be seen as a good way of relating well with the public, with the masses, working on new ideas, attracting new opportunities. And if in your case, whether public speaking, being freelance, self-employed, being your own business, if that is getting qualified in your case, so good way of solving problems, looking at things, important decision making, good financial management can be foreseen for all the Aquarius ascendant natives. And I've already mentioned, if in your case public speaking is an integral part, you'll be able to do very good during this time. And lastly, friends, for all the Pisces ascendant natives, so definitely friends, in your case the transit of Mercury is going to take place in your 12th house. So I would say, to begin with, Mercury is a planet of commerce and trade. So if your livelihood, your source of income is connected with the 12th house related matters, anything to do with spirituality, adult industry, working in the fields of import, export, if that is getting qualified, new ideas, new insight, new connection, new foreign collaboration can be foreseen. Along with that, friends, the transit of Mercury in the 12th house, and if in your case, in your chart, your natal Mercury or moon is afflicted, then it can give rise to concerns of anxiety, unknown fears and phobias. So those are the only things where you have to work on. But for any spiritual insights, spiritual progress, this transit of Mercury in your 12th house with the contribution coming from your ascendant lord Jupiter as well, this can be seen as a very good sign. So that is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this upcoming transit of the planet Mercury in the Aquarius sign. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page.